Some drivers are bad, some are clueless, and some feel like they were generated in a lab to make the road worse for everybody. Today, we're going to be ranking driver archetypes, and I've broken it down into 5 categories, with the first being our brain on autopilot drivers, our ego drivers, our chaos merchants, fake helpful drivers, and finally, last but not least, our rare good drivers. Getting right into it, the first one we have here is our phone zombie. Now, this person is very obviously on their phone, and they're exhibiting a lot of the behaviors that your typical DUI driver would have. These people aren't doing anything important enough to be putting a life at risk. It's pretty obvious that you're on your phone, and it's quite selfish, to be honest. I've seen people actively scrolling reels or shorts or whatever it is while driving down the street. This is wild, low IQ behavior. If everybody drove a car with a standard or manual transmission, I'd bet that we'd have a lot safer streets. This one's going in the F tier. Next, we have our drive assist demon. This person overly relies on car drive assist features to basically keep their car on the road while they text, eat, read a book, drive aggressively, what have you. Now, I'm not trying to put down driver assist features. I've personally had a number of driver assist features prevent people from having accidents with me. This is more a knock on people who just rely on these features a little bit too much. This one's going in the F tier. Park anywhere lights. This is a favorite of mine. They're parked in the bike lane, they're parked in the bus lane, they're parked in the handicap stall, they're double parked on the street. Sheer audacity, arrogance, ignorance. They think that chucking on the hazard lights is literally signaling out to everybody else that they're conveniencing that they magically have a pass to park anywhere. That completely absolves them of any sort of responsibility to follow any sort of applicable laws or regulations. And 99% of the time, if you call these people out, they'll get mad at you like they have a leg to stand on. These guys are gonna go in C tier. Next, we got the coal rollers. For whatever reason, dudes who drive trucks probably have the most fragile egos of any of the other road users. You would think that they have thicker skin, but these guys are usually total snowflakes. Bonus if the truck is lifted more than 2 inches, double bonus if the truck looks like a pavement princess. These guys will do a big aggressive pull and douse you with black smoke, sheerly because you exist. These guys don't realize that everybody really just thinks they're the obnoxious one. These guys are gonna go in C tier. Now we have our DUI dork. This guy is our obvious drunk driver, swerving all over the road, penultimate selfishness, rock bottom IQ behavior. Plenty of road users die every year because of the selfish action of these sorts of drivers. If I need to explain this one any further, I really don't know what to say. This one's an easy F tier. Next, we have our punishment passer. Now, this is a similar vibe to our previous coal roller, but this one's a bit different because it's a little bit more unsuspecting. Say there isn't quite enough room to pass safely, but they do it anyways because apparently waiting for a couple of seconds would be a violation of their human rights. They'll squeeze past you, but close and fast, just to make a point. Mean-hearted and mean-spirited. The people who usually do these sorts of things usually feel justified in doing so. You can tell what this person is probably like in their day-to-day life. F tier. Now we have our Uber, Lyft, taxi, rideshare driver, whatever you want to call them. These guys stop wherever most convenient. These people would probably likely be park anywhere lights users as well. Intersections, driveways, bike lanes, doesn't matter. I get it. These guys are trying to make a living, but it seems like they're trying to do it at the expense of everybody who's in their general vicinity at the time. If you see that little sticker that says Uber or Lyft on their car anywhere, just be prepared for anything. B tier. Controversial one here. The next one I have police/law enforcement. These guys usually exhibit some pretty poor driving habits, and they're usually one of the biggest bullies out there on the road. They take huge risks given their profile as law enforcement, whether it's blowing through lights, having really poor lane discipline, and generally just acting out on the roads. They're constant displayers of this obnoxious, holier-than-thou driving attitude. They're frequently texting on their little computers, and probably multitasking, doing a number of other things that you probably shouldn't be doing while you're driving. And to add to that, they have this huge aura where everyone in the general vicinity around them is driving 5 under the speed limit, really making them a rolling traffic hazard. We get it. You guys work a thankless job, and you're gonna act like it too. C tier. Now, if your commute is unlucky enough to go through a school zone either at the start or the end of the day, you've probably encountered this one. This is the soccer mom psycho. Now, these people may very well be in some sort of time crunch to meet some sort of other obligation, whether it's work or another appointment, whatever it is. Though they frequent these lower speed limited areas that also have plenty of speed bumps and other traffic slowing measures, they drive like absolute psychopaths. And it's a huge contradiction because school zones become a critical mass for this type of behavior. It's quite dangerous and quite counterintuitive. I thought school zones were supposed to be safe. If you've noticed it before, you're not alone. It seems like they don't care about kids' safety, but care a little bit more about getting back into that rat race. It's a bit of a shame. F tier. Next, we have our fake helpful drivers. And to start off, we have the waiver. Now, this person wastes your time and their own time, and it kind of creates this disharmony that nobody's looking for. They will try to wave you through dangerous traffic situations where they will have the right of way. And it makes it dangerous because if somebody else approaches that situation without you being in the line of sight, they're going to take their right of way. Due to the over politeness of the waiver and the pressure that they're putting on you to go through the intersection when you don't have the right of way, you could get hit by somebody else and you'll be out of luck insurance-wise. Big bonus here if the waiver gets mad at you for refusing to go through. I get it, these guys' intentions are in the right place, but really if everybody just followed the same rules of the road, we'll all get there in the most efficient way possible. Tough one here, but I'm gonna go with B tier. Next, we have the honker. Sometimes they're honking to give you a heads up. Sometimes they're honking because they're angry. But welcome back to the stone ages of communication where cavemen merely grunted at one another. Sometimes the honks are well-intentioned, say to let somebody know if they're passing. Sometimes the honks are followed up by swears and other colorful insults. Sometimes you can't really know. The honks can definitely draw attention to something, but usually it's just a driver with main character syndrome. B tier. Next, we have our high beams are the see better lights driver. And I don't really know what's worse, if they're driving directly towards you with their high beams ablazing, or if they're behind you just lighting up all of your mirrors. I also notice a trend with this usually being economy cars like Civics and Corollas. Bonus, if the high beamer is actually a truck that's lifted up high enough to just absolutely blind you at peak efficiency. High beams on when they're not supposed to be is always a key indicator that the driver is inattentive at best, clueless at worst. Because being blinded by high beams is inherently dangerous, we're gonna go with C tier. Now we have our rare good drivers. First, we have the shoulder checker. Now this person actually does the bare minimum. They're driving how you were taught to drive in driving school. They check their mirrors and blind spot when they're merging or making a turn. They understand that other road users exist, even when they're inconvenient. This person is a scholar of the road, a practitioner of this ancient lost art. This one is an easy A tier. Next, we have the space giver. Now this person goes above and beyond to make sure that they're passing wide, waiting patiently, and they aren't just squeezing by because they technically can. This person understands that waiting an extra 3 seconds is no personal tragedy. This person seems to have discovered an advanced concept known as not making everything worse for everybody else. This is going to be our first S tier driver. And last but not least, we have our predictable signaler. This person uses their signals early on. They drive smoothly and predictably, and they follow paths and lines that make sense. No last second lunges, no jamming on the brakes, no other weird panic moves, just smooth, predictable driving. Let's not act like these guys are doing anything heroic. They're just behaving like an adult. S tier for this one.
If you haven't subscribed to this channel, a majority of the people who watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. If you haven't seen my previous cycling archetypes tier list video, I highly recommend that you check it out. I've been getting a ton of great comments from folks on the categories that I might have missed there, and I definitely plan to do a follow-up soon. In fact, it's already in the works.